Namaste Vidya, Pushre, I JVWU Muskan Kumari from the Department of Science and Technology, and I'm working as assistant professor in JVWU University and the Faculty of Education and Technology. Today I will discuss the session whose name is Standard, some standards of the great computing. What are the standards of the great computing, isn't it? And in the previous some sessions, I have discussed the introduction to the great computing, what benefits of the great computing, where you can implement the great computing, various applications, and in the previous sessions, I have discussed the components of the great computing and the benefits of computing, isn't it? And great use of flow. So now I'm just going to share one slide that is in the Word files, which is created by me. On the topic session name is the standards for the great computing. Okay. So what are the various standards? Uh, Before using any applications or technology, we know that there are various standards regarding that things. So in grid computing also there are various standards. One is the OGSA. That's name full form is the Open Grid Service Architecture, isn't it? Second will be the what the services is provided by the OGSA, and third one is your OGSI, Open Grid Service Infrastructures. These all are the standards of grid computing. Okay, so we are going to discuss in very short terms that what is the OGSI. Clear? OGSI, Open Grid Service Architecture. That there are various technologies have the architectures through which you can easily understand the working of that particular technology. So for the grid computing there is also one thing that name is the open grid service architecture, OGSA. Okay, so the main aim of OGS is standardize the grid computing and define the basic framework or the structures of the grid application structures. Grid applications in the sense whatever the applications is designed by the application developers, which is considered under the grid users, they are using that applications to design a framework. Okay, some of the key concepts of the first presented by and Foster, who still leads the OGSA working group. They are uh, they are leading these things. Okay, who are leading this? This architecture basically combines the aspects of from the grid computing with advantage from the web services. Web services means what? Whatever the applications or the services you are taking via the webs is known as the web services. Isn't it great? So the Great Global Forum published in two main guidelines. First one is Open Grid Service Architecture and the Open Grid Service Infrastructure. There is only two things. Okay, one is the Open Grid Structure and second is your Open Grid Structure Infrastructure. Open Grid Service Infrastructure. So, what is the main role of OGSA? Open Grid Service Architecture. Open Grid Service Architecture basically represents that service-oriented architectures, which are basically used for providing you the services. Service architecture. Okay, it defines the mechanism for creating, how to manage, and how to exchange the informations among the various grid services, whatever in that particular locations or the geographical area. That how many, suppose there are multiple nodes of the computers in one area, Then how can what service we can provide these all computers that they can exchange their informations to one another in very reliable manners. So this is same thing like the OGSA. Open Grid Service Architecture basically provides the services to sharing, to manage or to create or exchange the information among the multiple grid services. Okay, clear? The architecture is basically based on this architecture is based on the grid service. What is the grid service? Grid service is basically defined by the web service. A web service, whatever you are connecting with the cloud, isn't it? You are connecting with the waves, which provides the set of well-defined interfaces and that allow the specific conventions of the task to things or the logical choice for the single problem enhances in multi-voice. Okay, so the basic goal of these are that what they are managing or handle the resources which are in the distributed manner or they are in the heterogeneous environments or the homogeneous environments and support also the quality of the services that is known as the support also the QoS quality of services that is based on your oriented it means reliable based reliability is maintained there and service level agreement that is SLA also provides some service level agreements in which there are some points or the important reliable information are situated in that ones that you have to follow that all policies and regulations and partly autonomic management and define definitions of open published interface and protocols that is provide by interoperability of diverse resources and also establish the standards. Okay, so what are the services which is basically provided by the OGSA? There are various services which is provided by OGSA. First is the service they are providing like the communications. Second one, they are managing the informations and for interactions and exchanging the informations. They are also providing the security. Okay, data services, various many more things. The OGSA specifies the service which is according to the variety of the grid system that is broadly in the four groups. First is your core groups. In the core group, first is your service communications. This category includes the different service which handles the communication amongst the various services and including the distributing, losing, messaging and emails. Second is the service management, include the several sub-services installation. Sub-services, they are also managing your sub-services installation, how to install services, for taking that service, what you have to install and how to uh, manage and how to deploy on your computers on your systems and provisioning fault managements, how to resolve the troubleshoots that problems if problems are arising and how to determine that problems then you can resolve that things and metering and also accounting that all the services isn't it. Third one is your service interaction. What is the service interaction? This category includes the service to provide the interaction mechanism. It provides you the interaction mechanism between the service and the grids. In the grids, there are multiple services. In that services, you are interacting with one another services to take the interactions, which is basically including like the virtual organizations. You can also see it here nowadays we are doing mostly work on the virtual basis. So that is the virtual organizations, service group and discovery the services, transactions, you can transactions that services, service domain, you are for accessing that some domains you are using the services, you are accessing some domains that is known as service domains, compositions, what the and the orchestrations and workflow of that services. Isn't it? This is the introduction. In that what the points, the basic point is here what in interactions what the channels, proper channels you have to follow. So you have to organize include the virtual organizations. You are searching some various services group who are providing this type of the services. Discover the various services and that you are pick up the reliable services. We are very efficient in manner to implementing that one's services and the transactions and the service domains. what are the various domains who are providing these type of services, then you are selecting that service domain. Compositions, is this service is the compositions of this many calls, and the orchestration and the workflow. Security is what? Security. This service handles right management within virtual organizations. Several aspects must be addressed as authentication, authorization, and confidentiality, message integrity, policy expression and exchange verification, single sign, firewall traversal, credential, lifespan, and renewal, privacy, secure logging, assurance, security, and security at the OGSIPM. Security is basically that things that you have to secure all services which you are using in grid service. Okay, that either between your confidentiality to secure your confidential data, and for this security you are using the authentication, accessing authentication, authorization, and also checking the message integrity, policy expressions, and for this you are using the credential like scan, renewal, your security, privacy, secure login, assurance, these all. Now data services is all. Data services is a wide range of different data types. Visibility and transparency involved in a large variety of different interfaces. Isn't it? The data which you are using in the computing should be in transparent nature and usable, and that is involved in a large variety of different interfaces. First is what? The interfaces like the caching interface, data replication, data access, transformation, and filtering. You are transforming that data in another forms and filtering that data, and interface for file and DBMS services, grid users services, and program execution. The main goal of this category is to enable the applications and have to coordinate access the underlying resources regardless the physical locations. Okay, and access mechanism. These are the things that ones. Now, OGSI is what? Open Grid Service Infrastructures. Open Grid Service Infrastructure is what? OGSA defines the grid applications and what the applications is you are using and what are the services you are using, and that's what a grid service should be have a grid. OGSI specifies a grid service entity as mentioned. Grid service or grid service with special additions. Grid services with special additions. Life cycle management, service data, state information, service metadata, notification, services group, that all the things. And this is the grid service handles and GSR, grid service differences. Okay, thank you. And in next session, I will discuss the next topic, which will be the more interesting than this one. And I hope this is a theoretical subject, so you shouldn't feel like you have to keep your interest and to make yourself as interest in these subjects. Okay. So and last one, the references of these all things is same as previous. I have already discussed. Take many more sites like the Geeks for Geeks and also various books like the Red books, which is basic introduction to the grid computing,